Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will be from the 18th to the 25th of February. So I hope this finds you well, and we'll pick 6 cards and they'll reflect the general energies around you and what's working for you and what your challenges are, okay? So what lies behind you is the Nine of Pentacles, so spending time reflecting. This is the minor arcana version of the Hermit, okay? What I like about the Nine of Pentacles is it's an alone and loving it card, so really enjoying spending time in your own company, okay? I like it when the Nine of Pentacles show up because it talks about someone's sense of well-being, okay? The gift is the Three of Cups. Challenge is the Two of Pentacles, okay? Two of Wands is how other people are showing up for you. So you've already got 2 twos, okay? The twos are always about balancing options, decision making. So that does give you, it already gives me a feeling of a little bit of uncertainty. But the good news is how grounded and how at peace that you actually have the potential to feel. 8 of Wands right under the 3 of Cups, which is very nice. Some of you might be travelling to visit someone, or there's an awful lot of communication between you and some other people. Give me a minute. Outcome is the 6 of Pentacles. There's a lot of contact going on here. The 8 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles are definitely very expressive cards. It might not be that you're showing up with this person yet. It might be more about commitment. Some of you might be going to travel to see someone. If not, you're reaching out through texting, through emailing, and there's a lot of contact between you and this other person. But if you look at the 6 of Pentacles, they're not face to face yet. They're still a weighing up. But it is my card of reciprocity. It's my card of putting your cards on the table so these scales can be brought back to balance. Okay, it's actually one of my favourite relationship cards because I love it when the earth element shows up, because there's always an energy of realness and rawness, which, oh my God, save me from anything that's not straightforward. Okay, that should be your motto, because there's quite a lot of 2 cards showing up that would say to me that there's a couple of different options to consider and you're weighing up, okay? There's definitely a call to have some courage as you walk forward, okay? Now the gift is the 3 of Cups, which is a very, very joyful, very light-hearted energy. The figures in this card are flying, okay? Which means an awful lot of heaviness has been left behind. And even though you're still at that typical, that we all come to in our lives when there's some decisions to be made, there's a joyful light-heartedness about you. And next to that 9 of Cups means that you're in quite a stable and quite content place within yourself, which is half the battle. The 3 of Cups is with the Page of Cups, okay? And the 8 of Wands here. This is about the expression and the communication of feelings. Yeah, Page of Cups, the pages carry the messages, so they carry the Ace of Cups forward and they attempt to communicate it. There's definitely a dilemma here though. There's the 2 of Pentacles is the challenge. The 2 of Pentacles is about juggling options, and maybe some of you have to let go of one of these pentacles you're holding on to, and the 3 of Swords is with that, okay? So this might only be for a few Capricorns, and there's a feeling some of you might be torn between two people, by the way. Or there might, it's almost a feeling of, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I not, okay? Because when you're juggling the Two of Discs and the Two of Wands, there's a feeling sometimes that both these pentacles are precious and you don't want to let go of any of them. But there'll be a deeper calling, and the trick is to always follow the impulses that are coming from deep within you, that actually they tend to be totally unlogical, because instincts come from our soul, and the soul doesn't have logic. The soul is a bit passion, and the soul is a bit expression, okay? But the challenge with that Three of Swords and that Two of Discs is there might be some big decisions that have to be made. Some of you might not only be juggling a relationship issue, but a financial issue, having to move things around. There might be a change of job, letting go of one job, or maybe there's been a block and you've hit that point of, I'm off, you know, you're making this decision to cut something, okay? Maybe if that's the message, don't worry, because the Six of Pentacles is about contact being made, and the sixes are always about resolution happening. So if some of you are letting go of a job, this is probably the offer of a new one coming through. That's why we consult the tarot, yeah, so we don't get lost in overthinking, or we get lost in doubt. So if some of you are letting go of a pentacle because of some bad news you've received, this will be the resolution of the issue. Do not worry, guys. The Two of Wands is showing up in your relationship house. So why is the Two of Wands showing up in your relationship house? Because this is a feeling, again, about being at a crossroads, having to make a decision, but deep down, I think most of you already know what you want, because you've got the Ace of Wands in your hand. And really what it means is having to access sometimes quite incredible courage in order to get your journey moving forward. And the central issue is you communicating and moving forward, okay? So I'm going to get a card that clarifies these two. Ten of Pentacles, okay? Which is a card of openness. This might be for some of you. There's definitely a theme of relationships here. Maybe getting a relationship off the ground, or a new relationship that's not quite started yet, or started but then hit a brick wall, yeah? And this Two of Wands with this Eight of Wands, the central issue, is a bit of indecision, but reaching out and throwing Cupid's arrows out the way, or throwing arrows, putting stuff out into the universe, hoping it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you, I totally guarantee you, because the Ten of Pentacles is here and the Six of Pentacles, which, if this is about a job, this is the situation getting resolved, yeah? If some of you are not happy with your job, you're waiting to hear news, this is the news coming your way, and it's the Ten of Pentacles, so it's great news, okay? For some of you, this is a relationship issue. Some of you might have both. We tend to have both, yeah? Sometimes we have even more than two. That's what tends to call, that's what I call a crisis moment, okay? And we get crisis moments when we haven't taken action. Some of you, this is a relationship issue, and you're a little bit uncertain of the way forward, but there's there's communication. No one shut the door on anyone. There's communication going backwards and forwards, but it's only a page. So to get it moving, it has to be moving towards a knight, yeah? And then the outcome is the king. we haven't got a Knight, and we've got the scales still been a little bit out of balance, which means there's some straightforward dialogue that needs to happen. There's a conversation that needs to happen here, if this is a relationship theme, so these scales can be brought back to balance, okay? Can I get a message for the Six of Pentacles, please? Yeah, you got the Fool card. Beautiful. The Fool card is my favourite card in the deck, okay? It's the freedom. It's about new territory. It's about going into these brand new beginnings where everything's a blank slate, okay? Because every moment is a blank slate. It's the memories and the experiences that we carry with us that prevents us from experiencing life that way. But the Fool card with the Six of Pentacles is about taking risks to walk down new avenues that you've never gone down. And the new risks doesn't have to be about bungee jumping, guys. It can be the slightest thing. Changing your daily routine can bring monumentous change into your life, because you're throwing off a restrictive pattern in order to enter into a new one. I think some of you, there's definitely a theme maybe about having to let go of a job you've been holding on to. Some of you have got the added burden of, there's a Three of Swords situation, which quite often can mean being torn between two people, or being a little bit distant from the person that you love. Yeah. Hands off to any of you that are having both at the same time. But overall, as a rule, I feel that you're handling this with an awful lot of grace and awful lot of your earthy power, which is really good to see. Fork in the road is a lot of indecision. It might be people are showing up for you that are unsure about what comes next. There's a little bit of uncertainty around you. There's definitely a message about communicating. And some of you are communicating messages with someone that's got an emotional tone of love to it, okay? It's going to be received in a very warm-hearted way with that Ten of Pentacles, because it's very open card. Some of you, this is about a job, and this is about resolving the issue and walking down new avenues of expression. Some of you might have to let go of one of these pentacles, and this is the scales being brought to balance, which is opening up new gateways with the Fool card, okay? So remember, there's a lot of stuff coming to resolution for you this week, and it's about time, okay? There's been a feeling of challenge around you, Capricorn, for the last couple of months, okay? This is about going down there's a lot, very light-hearted energy around you, and the light-hearted energy about just being in your heart and coming from that place without expectations. Some of you that are letting go of an old job or saying no more to something, the situation will be resolved with the Six of Pentacles and the Fool card. I guarantee you it will, okay? And this is a relationship issue. Keep communicating, keep communicating, keep your heart open, and keep the flow of energy between you and that other person, Capricorn, okay? You're my second reading, and both signs have got a much more lighter energy. Last week was like, oh my God. But this is much more lighter and a lot more freedom. And the biggest, freest energy, Capricorn, is that around your heart. There's a lot of purity going on here. And purity is what our soul is. Yeah. It's living from the energy of your soul, which is always about love, and the Page of Cups and that joy, okay? Beautiful reading. Absolutely love your reading, okay? Loads of love. I'll speak to you next week. Bye.